Hey y'all, so look, honey, y'all know Tasha won't be quiet, okay? Tasha around here doing another interview, this time in Chicago this weekend, the same time Escape was there for a show, okay? Now Tasha is up here blaming everybody but herself. Everybody but Rocky, everybody but the bank they allegedly put that money into for her troubles, okay? Go ahead and listen to it. I'll be live tonight at 9 p.m. We can watch and talk then, okay? But just listen to the foolishness of her still blaming Kandi for stuff that Kandi ain't got nothing to do with. Girl, ain't nobody stopped you but you. And maybe the police. Anyway, gotta go. Bye.
So let's talk about it. Gospel Project.
Yes.
Your label.
Yeah.
That's swag. Yeah. That's dope. Speak on that.
I mean, I've been in the game 30 years. And I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming a student in the game, you have to understand what ownership is and then also what investing in yourself is. And so that's what I did. I wanted to make sure that I owned my masters. I wanted to make sure that I had control over my music. And so that was just real big for me. And signing myself to myself,
That's gotta feel good. How much am I gonna pay me?
And two, when it comes down to the creative part of it, you don't have to ask somebody, I think this song should be what it's gonna be. Like, I was able to put the songs out the way that I wanted to.
You ever Suge Knight yourself?
What
no,
you
you gonna do this.
Oh, yeah.
This leg blood.
You see, I'm in the building. I did that radio station, yeah, that part.
We talked about that a second ago. We had Chloe Bailey here earlier this week, and I was saying a lot of artists don't do the radio run anymore. And you said you've been in the game 30 years, so we're around the same age. I remember being in high school singing "Kick Off Your School" and "Relax Your Feet."
Come on.
Party on down to the SKD. So what happened with SKD?
Just kick off.
What happened with SKD? We like you solo. So explain that for us, because some of us are like torn. Because I like this run for you because it's all about you.
Yeah.
But the Escape fan of me still wants to know you're a part of Escape.
I'm definitely a part of Escape. I created the name. That's the mothership. That's where I come from. I would never forget where I come from. But it's time for me to do music. I've always wanted to do music. I know Kandi didn't want to do music because she always felt like if we didn't surpass what we did in the beginning, then don't do it. But when I'm doing music, it's never predicated on sales. It's because I'm passionate about what I do. So the other girls is like, no, we don't fall victim to what she's saying. I want to do music. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do new music?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to do the old
Something
songs
different.
over and over again. No.
So,
and I have something to say.
So why gospel? What made you choose the gospel lane?
Well, I mean,
You started secular.
Yeah. Well, I actually started in the gospel
Okay.
world. That's where we're from. That's where I grew up. That's my inspiration. I grew up listening to the Clark sisters and so many beautiful people that came out in that time. And that's all I could listen. I was in church. Our religion was that.
Yeah.
So I brought that with me. If you listen to Living in Vain on the albums, it's because I brought a little bit of that with me when I went. But it's just part of who I am. That's my roots. So I'm going back to my roots. This is what I love. Even when I sing with that type of conviction because of my faith. And so it's about the music to me. It's about going back to God. I've had so many conversations with him while filming and just in life. So, I have something to say when it comes down to the gospel part of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm actually happy you broke that down because I didn't think about it. Like when you guys are on tour, it's just your past records. So this is more about your passion of you are a singer,
Yes.
you want to create. So that to me helps me live with this separation. It's like parents, like you
Really?
have yes,
But what
because
about when people have to go to college? You got to go out and do other things. Like, you can't just be stagnant. I think sometimes we put that stigma on people, and that's kind of sad to think about it. But when God gives you a gift, it's not meant to just be like this. You should be able to kind of flourish and do some things you want to do. Not to say to leave, but sometimes you got to go break out a little bit and then come back.
are you guys in a friendship space right now? Because I think they might be in Chicago. I think literally today. I think they have a show somewhere else.
That's what I'm hearing, yes.
That's what you mean. That's what you
I
hearing.
didn't know anything about the show. Somebody told me about the show. That's just my truth.
So that's where it gets confused as a fan because it's like, are y'all like you're in town, they're in town, there's a show tonight, and you didn't know about it, so that means you won't appear. Y'all in the same city.
Yeah.
So are y'all talking? What are the conversations like? Are y'all family? So I won't say y'all enemies,
Right, no,
but,
we're not enemies.
Yeah, because you know that you're blood. But what is the state of y'all friendship right now? Because y'all both are in the city, and you said you heard they got a show tonight.
Yeah, I heard that they have a show tonight. I've been hearing that they have a show. But I was not invited to the show mainly because they're still dealing with a promoter that threatened my husband's life, and I said I'm not doing the show, so I stand on what I believe in. So they continue to do the show, so that's why I'm not doing the show.
That makes sense.
So yeah, no, I'm not.
Some things you gotta just stand
Yeah,
on.
no, that's who I am.
Let's talk about the reality show. We were talking about it a little bit off the air, but it was a show with Escape and SWV.
Yes.
And then, we saw the whole conversation. I know you're probably tired of talking about it, the whole conversation of money being stolen, but the first question is, will you do another? Is there going to be a part 2 of this reality show?
It's not going to be part 2 for me.
You're not,
No, I mean, when you come and you say 2 supergroups are going to be celebrated and it does not end that way, like you got everybody beefing on social media. The nerve of a black production company with Mona Me coming in and not celebrating black women. It's just tearing down. And the whole time, out of 7 women, I was being attacked every single day. So it's just that thing for me. Like when you say you're going to do something, we should be able to do it. I think the fans have been slighted, you know, and shame on her. Shame on the productions for doing that. We didn't get to a tour. We didn't get to music. So what do we? What was the end goal? Like what are we doing here?
Did you guys film those scenes? Because, you know, for me, I'm be honest, I have been approached for reality TV so many times and I've always declined because I know what it is.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we kind of know when you do reality TV, they're going to show the worst of you and not the best of you. So when you went in, were you not thinking they were going to try to find mess, because that's what reality TV is?
Yeah, but we at the end of the day, we had already gone through the worst of the times with the first still kicking it.
Okay.
So we were getting past that. Did I have reservations? Of course I did. But when she started to say, hey, we're going to celebrate y'all going to do a tour, we're going to talk about how you know, do a show, how you got to do the wardrobe and the music. I'm like, that's beautiful, because sometimes you do have banter back and forth with that. But when you come in and I'm being attacked every day and it never got to the music, it's like, what was this all about? And none of the things that happened until we started filming. None of the craziness. So it's like, was it a setup? What do we do this for? So now, you know, you have families who have to heal.
I was gonna say, because this is your sister in real life. Like we're enjoying you because of the music, but y'all got the same mama.
Yeah.
Like how has this affected? And just to break it down for those, I think people who are aware, the whole $30,000 situation of you getting her money, she didn't get her money. I know you talked about it before, but just for the people in Chicago who just didn't hear that explanation, what is your side to that story? Because she claims money went to you and I believe your husband, $30,000.
I didn't take anything from my sister. I would never steal from her. Like I said before, a lot of the things that I saw was when it started to be filmed. I never heard of this. Me and my sister been together all this time. We've done shows, made millions of dollars together. When the cameras come on, this is what happens. And so we still haven't gotten clarity. When somebody accuses you of anything, why aren't you talking to me? Why are you saying things to other people? Why are you talking to people who have nothing to do with nothing? So is this for television? Because I've heard her tell people that, when the show is over, it's going to be done. No, because you now have created a situation that I have to go and do what I'm doing now.
Right.
I didn't do anything.
It's animosity.
So, and I get it. You know, people always talk about ratings and, you know, I love watching, you know, the drama. But at the end of the day, for what?
Right.
Like, and I understand sometimes the truth, nobody wants to hear the truth when the lie is more entertaining. So, entertain. That's not, my soul is not for sale. That's all I can say.
Wow.
It's not.
But before you get out here, I want to ask you this question. And listening to you talk, and you talked about your husband and everything, how it gets involved. So Monique has that kind of relationship with her husband where, do you think when people see you all on a unified front, it's kind of intimidating? Where, like, when you say, because, like, with my wife, I've had promoters call me to do a comedy show, and my wife is sitting right there and be like, you want to talk business? I say, well, whatever you telling me.
Tell her.
I mean, you gonna end up giving her a check anyway. I just work for them.
Oh, wow. I love it.
So what I'm saying is, do you think that's intimidating to little people when they might not necessarily have that dynamic in their household, and you all on a unified front and be like, whatever you got to say, you can say in front of him, and whatever you got to say to him, you can say in front of me, because we do this together.
That could be intimidating, but when you are confident in your relationship and confident in yourself, it shouldn't be. But so many times I found that is true.
Yeah.
You know, even with me saying I have ownership, that's because my husband actually had the conversation with me. What you want?
Right.
What we doing? And he's actually walking in.
The words make the difference. Always, it's not I, it's not you. It's like,
that's
what
right.
are we doing?
And that's why when they see us, we are a unified front. And I'm never gonna apologize for that, because he's been with me during the roughest times. I mean, we've actually been homeless together. So when you see that type of relationship and you see that type of bond, people don't respect it, and some people celebrate it. Some people don't.
Right.
But I'm cool with it because I know what we have at the end of the day. So
There it is.
and kudos to you for saying you bring your checks home to your wife. That's all.
Well, I don't have no choice. She knows the passwords and everything.
I mean, you know.
She can smell it. You got to show that they get it. Come on. How much was it? It was only $1,500. You a lie? Come on. Then my daughters are standing there. Come on, Daddy, you lying.
One more question I want to, because you mentioned 30 years in the game, and I feel like, so you've been on all transitions. Like when you first started, it was all about music and talent. It wasn't about social media. It wasn't about what you ate today, who you talking to. It wasn't about your personal life. You just had to be talented. But now, what you have is a talent, girl. We saw you woke up early in the morning just saying like it was nothing. But now we have a situation where personal life is involved. And this is tough because your husband's actually here, but you know the conversation that you alluded to online about having an open marriage.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were wanting to get further details. And I hate that you even have to talk about it, but when you go on social media and when you say that, people now dive in.
Yeah.
So just for like clarity, is it an open marriage? Can your husband be with another woman and tell you first? Or is it not that? And I know it's tough. He's in the room. So
it's not tough.
Okay.
I mean, we talk about everything. That's the strength of our relationship, because we communicate, and that's what I was trying to get to. If you notice, I was very emotional during that time.
Right.
It was a lot going on. My sister and I were trying to heal. My mother was calling. So I had a moment. Nobody was around me, and I went to social media, and I said my feelings. And I kind of got choked up with words, and I did say, those things, but that's not what it was. We have open communication, and it's in the privacy of our bedroom.
Okay.
So people did get it misconstrued, but at the end of the day, I don't care anymore with people. I'm tired of trying to explain to people because y'all gonna take what y'all want anyway.
Right.
But we know what we have, and I'm cool on that.
I appreciate you asking all these tough questions. I was like, Lord. but I would just also say, I'm happy I'm talking to you because I understand this solo moment, how it's so important it is to you. For me as an Escape fan, of course I want to see y'all all together.
Yeah.
But I believe y'all all will still come back together. It's like, to me, it's like the Bobby Brown moment. Like, I gotta go and I gotta do this for me.
Mm-hmm.
But just like we saw a New Edition a couple weeks ago, all together, it's gonna make better music, better moments. I do see y'all Escape all for y'all back on stage.
But can I add this though?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I've championed everybody's success. When Tiny did her EP, I was right there, front and center. My sister did her EP. I was not included in any of that. Kandi did her music. This is my first time actually getting ready to do something on my own, and it feels good from a perspective of a woman being empowered. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, I will never leave the group. That's not what it's about. I'm just doing me for now. That's it.
So you're not gonna show up tonight?
I mean,
Awesome, like wrestling, like you just come out, you come out, this reunion like WWE.
You in Chicago?
That would be so dope, because I'm going to the show.
Okay, good.
And I would love to see, like, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Miss Latocha Scott. And then you come out, and then everybody going crazy, like, Escape.
Yeah.
They still traveling with your outfits, girl. I'm just saying.